Hi everyone, I hope you're doing well today. Today I'm sitting in the Wild Eye recording studio and I'm going to be sharing an Instagram tip with all of you. And what has inspired me to do so is over the past couple of days I've been sharing out images from the Masai Mara because that's my next and up and coming safari. But all these images are what you refer to as a carousel post, meaning that there's multiple images. But the way I've structured it, and if this is not going to make sense, this video on the left will definitely explain it a bit better, is that I've taken one image, cropped it accordingly, so that when my viewers swipe across the screen, you get a seamless transition into the next image. And it's basically cropping this one broader scene into two separate images, which will then allow you to show off more detail and then also create more diversity in your portfolio on Instagram or on your profile. And there's multiple benefits to doing this, and if you're looking at growing your following online and more engagement and more screen time or your viewers' screen time on your work, this is a great way to achieve this, because if you post one standalone image, they'll look at it, maybe like it, and then keep moving. But if you've got three images, if, say, for example, your viewers spend a second on one of your images, now they'll be spending 3 seconds because they're going to be sliding across. And so therefore, algorithm-wise, it's really good if you're looking at growing and just gaining a bit more reach online. Now, this is quite an easy process if you work in Lightroom. And today I'm going to share this tip with you so that you can hopefully in the future start posting images like this as well. Now, before we get started, one thing before we even delve into Lightroom, you will see I've created an IG, so Instagram prep folder, and this is quite an important folder to have. Now, delving into Lightroom, once you have found your image, well, actually before that, you will notice I've also got an IG prep folder in Lightroom, and this is also going to be vitally important when it comes to cropping and creating these kind of images. Now, I'm in the Kenya folder because, as I've mentioned, I'm busy posting images from the Masai Mara because I'm heading there in about a week's time. Super excited to get back and meet the team and see the team again and just spend time out there in such a great game reserve with, oh, I can say, a very lucky group of guests. Very lucky to get into the Masai Mara. Now, looking at this image, this was, and you'll see it's all kind of, this is the original crop and it's all kind of off balance. Reason being is because this was a number of images that I took and stitched together. And now the way we will go and create one of these sliding image effects is once you've selected your image, if you go into your crop tool, so you just tap the letter R or you go and select your little crop icon over there. An important step here is to go click on original and go down to 16 by 10. This is very important, 16 by 10 landscape orientation. And then I'm just going to have to quickly realign this, get it into place so that I can get the entire team in. So something like that. Actually, I can bring it more right. There we go, something like that. Give a little bit more space on the left-hand side of James over here. Now, once you've cropped it 16 by 10, the next step is to export this image to the folder that you created prior to opening up Lightroom on your desktop. So right-click, go down to export, and then obviously you need to be sure that you choose the correct folder. So desktop, IG prep, so that's all good. I've renamed it. You don't want to limit file size, you do not want to resize. You want to keep it at 300, and then you want to say export. And then it's obviously going to export to that folder, and then from that point onwards, you're going to have to re-import that image because it's now cropped 16 by 10. You want to re-import it, and I've already done this to save time, so I'm going to hit the letter G to get back to grid view, and then you will notice that I've already imported this image into IG prep. So if I go into that folder, you will see this image now cropped 16 by 10 is sitting in a folder within Lightroom. Now from this point onwards, we're going to have to crop again in order for us to get those dimensions and that seamless flow of a carousel in Lightroom. Excuse me, in Instagram. So again, once you've now selected this image that you've re-imported, tap the letter R. It'll take you straight into your crop tool. And we're going to go straight back to original, because now original is 16 by 10 because we cropped it that way and then re-imported. Click on original. Go click 4 by 5. So that's obviously in line with the 16 by 10. But now 4 by 5, tap the letter X. You then go into portrait orientation. You pull it all the way to the left-hand side of the frame, say done, right-click, and then you say export with previous. Use unique names, that's fine, because what this is going to do, it's now going to export this portrait 4 by 5 into that very same folder. Tap R again, and just simply slide it all the way across, say done. Oh, story of my life with a spinning wheel of death over here. Just bear with me. This new Lightroom update really makes things sluggish. And then again, just go export with previous. So use your unique names. And now by cropping it like this, from a 16 by 10 to 2 separate 4 by 5 images into that folder, you then send those images to your phone, and then you can start delving into Instagram and posting this. Now, if you're not too sure how to post a carousel and how to do this in a way that will be, or that it'll line up perfectly, because with this crop, it will line up perfectly. You just have to obviously place them in the right order. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to delve into Lightroom, into Instagram on my phone, and I'm going to post the sequence of images that I have just created. I've already sent these images to my phone to save time. But now when in Lightroom, click the little plus icon, and then you'll see all your images which you have in your folders. Select your first one and then hit that little stacked block icon. Then you can go and select your second and your third image. Make sure that they're in the right order. Then tap next. You can tap next again. And then to make sure that they're in order, tap on the image on the top right, and then you can scroll through and make sure that they're aligned perfectly. And this looks great. You can just tap on the screen again. I've already pre-typed the captions. I'm just going to paste that to save time. Then you just simply tap OK. Once you're happy with that all, you can tag people if you want, but that's entirely up to you. You can then add your location, Masai Mara, and then that's pretty much it. You then tap share. That will load up, and once it loads, it will be on the main feed right up on top. There it is. You can check it there, but then you can also hit the bottom right, go into your portfolio, refresh that, you'll see it's there as well, and it lines up perfectly and it looks great. And that's pretty much it. And then voila, boom, it's happened. This collection and carousel of images will now be found in your portfolio, and this will allow people to spend more time on your work and on your photographs in Instagram. And as I've mentioned, algorithm-wise, this is important. And not only that, it also just creates some diversity within your portfolio on Instagram. I hope this tip has helped you, and if you do have any further questions regarding Instagram, social media, Lightroom, whatever it may be, feel free to get in touch. I'm always happy to assist. And yeah, thank you for your time watching this video, and I wish you a blessed day further. Cheers for now.